Off rip, this bum Kakashi is laid out on the ground saying it'll be a week before he can move normally again. Like, bro, what? I'm sorry, but you done had this Sharingan for about 15 years now. Damn. And you still can't handle using it for like a 3-minute fight where you used a solid 3 jutsu? Not to mention, bro has been a Jonin the whole time, so you must have not been fighting no comp. That era was watered down as hell. And while we here, this is exactly why I think Kid Kakashi is overrated. Bro got more used to his Sharingan in 3 months with Naruto than 15 years before him. He wasn't doing nothing that whole time but reading only. You know how down bad you gotta be to read only? But anyway, we go to see Haku looking like he about to perform surgery till suddenly Zabuza grabs bro's hand saying, that's enough. Like, hey, yo, I know I saw this man take 2 needles to the neck at about 200 miles per hour. I thought the bandages was just part of the fit. Bro might literally be a mummy. As this crackhead just snatches out the needles before telling Haku to take off his mask so they can get to more important things. But after he does, we really get a good look at Zabuza's fit. And man, he does not got that shit on. The brown cowskin knee-high sandals combo with the pinstripe light blue pants with no shirt, yet somehow has the audacity to wear a 1-strap suspender with the cowskin arm sleeves like he a hooper or something. Absolutely terrible fit. Horrendous. The fact he even has the nerve to step out the village like this shows me bro got nothing to lose. I don't want no problems with him. But even then, we find out he not gonna be able to move for about a week too, coincidentally giving them the same amount of time to re-up for a possible rematch. But the genius Kakashi has a hunch that something is not quite right, because usually a tracker ninja would handle business right then and there. But for some reason, Haku took the body, so he comes to the conclusion Zabuza is still alive, meaning Team 7 got some work to do. So they go to the forest and get educated in the fundamentals of chakra control, where I gotta say, Sakura cooks Naruto and the so-called prodigy genius Sasuke. But while they doing that, Gato and his thugs pull up on Zabuza and Haku, cooking bro for talking all that good shit earlier, just to end up in the bed looking like a bitch. Except Haku wasn't letting anybody talk to his glorious king like that, grabbing Gato's arm, and bro is pissed, making the thugs ready up just for Haku to pull a Denzel and put the swords to their necks. So now Gato tell them they better finish the job or they're cut off, as they all storm out. They asses is not scaring nobody. He doing anything to make that shit seem vicious. But anyway, Naruto and Sasuke keep training to the point where a couple days later, we see Naruto passed out in the bed rocking the storm fit, and Kakashi says bro probably go be sleep all day, as him and the rest of the squad head out to finish the mission. And it just so happens that at the same time, Zabuza and Haku pull up to the bridge ready to finish the mission of their own. So when Kakashi and company pulls up, they just see bodies spread out all over the place, and Kakashi already sweating. As we see that mist start floating in. It's time for the rematch, ladies and gentlemen. So the squad readies up, and out of nowhere pops in hella Zabuza surrounding it before one pounces in, and they all one by one catch the Gojo treatment, joining the Black Friday half off sale by none other than the Prince himself, fleshing that fresh Zenkai boost, leaving no choice but the real Zabuza to pull up with Haku, giving us the face-off. Until Haku goes breakdancing into a tornado, pulling up on Sasuke, who ready for the fade. So while they down here lollygagging, Kakashi tells Sakura to guard Tazuna, pretty much asking her to be a human shield, because I mean, let's be honest now, you know as well as I do, that quote-unquote genjutsu specialty is not enough, leaving us to see Haku doing one-handed hand signs, leaving Kakashi appalled. Bro tweaking like he walked in on his dad again, seeing he's never seen that before, even when he was working with the king himself. So hey, Haku over Anbu Itachi? But all that extra shit just leads to Sasuke hitting Haku with a Randy Orton punch, sending him bouncing back to his master, making Kakashi start glazing, saying Sasuke the best young fighter in the leaf. What? When if we being honest, bro might not even be top 3, but he for sure ain't the best. But that's when Haku stands up and starts charging the aura, meaning that it is reps for the little Chigger as he spawns in the ice mirrors. And Kakashi seeing this is like, oh nah, that's our last pair of Sharingan, as he goes running over to save him, but gets blocked off by Zabuza, who hit a smooth slide over there like he was sliding over to some fine shit, saying the only person he gets to fight is him. Bro said, fuck Tazuna, I want my rematch for my pride, my dignity, my honor. And it's too bad too, because Sasuke is in here getting work, all while they just here staring at each other. This man Kakashi is listening to Sasuke in there screaming in pure pain and agony and couldn't give two fucks because he got to get that standoff order. But of course, seeing her glorious king get manhandled like this brings out the dog in Sakura, who goes running in, jumping up, and launching a kunai that just gets snagged by Haku. Meaning Sasuke got no choice but to accept his fate. And I mean honestly, bro, you knew you was cooked the moment you had to rely on part 1 Sakura to help in any sort of way. That's just pure delusion. Until suddenly, we see a shuriken fly in, rocking Haku, snapping his neck, and sitting on face planting in the ground, looking right down at Tobirama, who probably support everything he's trying to do right now. And all this because none other than the GOAT himself has pulled up to save the day yet again. And he pull up talking his shit too, man. You can't tell me he not the GOAT. And even with saving his most prized student, this man Kakashi still start hating, even though this is all his fault in the first place. And if it wasn't for Naruto, bro would have got packed up in the 7th episode of the series. Just really start hating for no reason. He's trying to flex ore in front of a homicidal maniac and a 12-year-old Sakura, bro. Why are you hating on the man that just saved your life 2 episodes ago? Make it make sense. And so now we see Zabuza tell Kakashi, hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We don't even gotta fight for real. We can low-key just watch Sasuke and Haku run ones right quick. And so that's exactly what they do. Except Sasuke still getting done absolutely horrifically to the point Naruto pull up again to save him. So now they both in here getting cooked. So then finally, like 2 episodes later, Kakashi decides it might be time for him to actually do something. Well, gee, man, who would have thought? Like, I mean, it's just your 12-year-old students finna get murked in their first ever mission with you being the person that's supposed to take care of them. No big deal. It's not like you're the sickest, strongest jonin in the world or anything. Or third now. Bum. And so Zabuza like, dang Kakashi, you going right back to the Sharingan again? I thought you had over 1,000 jutsu, little bro. How about you switch it up? And me personally, I would've went straight to the 1,000 years of death. But that's just me. And while we here, I gotta acknowledge the glow up. It's kinda crazy. I was on his ass about that fit earlier, but now low-key, he might got that shit on. But regardless, then he reaches in his pants and goes running in, bringing out a kunai going right into Kakashi, who is still holding that headband like he got a renegade under there or something. As we see, the kunai actually went through his hand, giving him a hole in there so he can do whatever Data would be doing. And even then, Kakashi start talking kinda spicy, saying ain't nobody alive ever seen this Sharingan twice. Like, ah, damn! For somebody that got that work put on him last time, you still got some dog in you. I love to see it. But then Zabuza tells him, even if he does best him, ain't no way he could beat Haku. Damn. Which is gonna definitely help this narrative I'm finna push later on. But we'll talk about that then. Because Kakashi like, alright bro, are you done glazing yet? Because this eye is itching for round 2. But Zabuza does not care. Bro, like, why do you keep trying to flex that hand-me-down ass eye, bro? You know it's not finna work this time. You just spamming the same emote over and over thinking it makes you look tough, bro. We get it. You got a Sharingan. Can you actually do something with it though, instead of just packing up Rin? As he then casts a jutsu, summoning in more mist and making them just disappear, going invisible. Which low key is just ducking the fade, I'ma be honest. Y'all face to face as you decide you can only win by sneaking? That's some weak shit right there. But then we hear whistling as 5 shuriken come flying in, all getting blocked by Kakashi, who looking stressed. And after all that talking crazy he was doing, noticing. But that's when Zabuza pops back up behind him disrespectfully with his eyes closed, as he proceeds to completely and utterly fry Kakashi, where he calls him, and I quote, a fraud, and saying that his Sharingan is not like that. All them little party tricks are not finna work again. As you see Kakashi get sent back by the ghost of Zabuza, who tells us he doesn't even need his eyes to murk Kakashi. All he needs is sound, except it's all a mind game, because then he shows himself behind Tazuna before running in as Kakashi jumps in, but Zabuza still swings, sending ketchup in the air, which can only mean one thing, that Kishimoto done activated that plot armor badge. Because we see Kakashi just standing there holding his chest like somebody used the death note and gave him a heart attack, when he actually just got sliced up with this 8-foot long sword. But yeah, Kishimoto, he just got a little scratch. Just a little scratch on his chest. That's all. This big ass sword and a little scratch. If Kakashi wouldn't have gotten away, this wasn't even a reach tossing him. This don't even make sense. And so of course, since Zabuza got his look back, he take this chance to start talking crazy, saying Kakashi in his Celtic Shaq era at like 26, thinking he 2025 Luka. And even not to worry about Naruto and Sasuke because they all about to reunite in hell real soon, as he just fades into the mist. And since Kakashi don't take that kind of disrespect, he gets in track position and goes sprinting forward into the abyss. I don't know what his game plan is, but hey, whatever makes you seem tough, I guess. And low key, bro, mad as hell. Like, listen to what he say.
He's right, it's time to end this, but he is the one who will fall.
Like, I know y'all heard the passion and anger in his voice. Almost makes you forget he was this close to being sent to his dad by the same man like 5 episodes ago. But meanwhile, while Kakashi was getting played with, we see Naruto on the ground holding Sasuke before eventually he takes his final breath in the hands of his one and only friend. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a real demon to reawaken. As the Nine-Tailed chakra goes spiraling up and Naruto hits us with one of the toughest lines in the series.
I'm gonna kill you!
Right now, that was no bar. That was no bar.
And yeah, Haku a better man than me. I would have lined the mirrors up and took my ass all the way back home. This is crazy. Junk was so crazy, in fact, it got Kakashi over here having PTSD. But we all know he can't do nothing about it anyway. So instead of running over there and getting done like Jiraiya, he decides to go into his vest, bringing out a scroll that he throws in the air. Somebody please tell me this man is not copying 10 of all people, bro. I get you to copy ninja. I get it, bro. That's you. That's what you was raised on. That's what you do, bro. But 10? As men, we have to have standards, Kakashi. We don't have to settle. We can have standards. And so he then gets some ketchup and spreads it on the scroll, just trying his hardest to look tough. And somehow, it's working if I'm being honest. Until for literally zero reason whatsoever, this man started twirling around the scroll like a ribbon dancer for once again, zero reason. Nobody is watching him right now. Bro, it's like the Duke Dennis of the Naruto world, bro. Ore farming is literally in his DNA. And it gotta be from his mom. But from what they be saying about Sakumo, I would have hated to see bro back in the day. I just know he need a hater and I'm willing to do it. But then we see him catch the scroll and start spamming signs as he does his summoning jutsu, meaning we finna see something tough. And bro called it Fang Pursuit too. So we finna see like a giant wolf or something, cause no way Kakashi of all people gets a trash summoning. I mean, come on now, look at him, bro. The fit tough, the scar tough, the eye tough, the haircut tough. And so we pan over to Zabuza before we start hearing rumbling like Eren in a bad mood again. Before he looks down and a dog pops up, airballing a bite as another gets a good chunk of that Achilles. Before we see a squad of dogs all jumping at her ready to eat that ass up. I know Haku probably mad as hell as we start zooming in on Zabuza covered in dogs. And that's not it, because look at this fat ass Shaquille O'Neal ass dog biting his shoulder, bro. If you got something this big on your back, you might as well be in jail. I'm sorry. You ain't even get the honey bun. He just took it. I don't know. I'm sorry, bro. I know you been hanging with Haku and y'all got your little thing going on, but it is no way he got it to where you can handle all that. As we find out, Kakashi low-key kinda kinky when he tells him he wanted to get cut, but so the dogs could smell the Kakashi juice and track the scent, which in theory makes sense, but they started from underground. So why did they need the smell? And this is not some regular degular ass ground either. These are on a bridge. So they was clawing through straight concrete while somehow being able to smell the bodily fluid from in there. Not to mention the 800,000 pounds of mist covering the screen like. But at this point, the copy ninja decides, nah, for this, I'ma be Kakashi. As he starts a hand sign, bringing out his signature lightning blade. The Kakashi special, I should say. Actually, that's what we on the Stay Anti-channel like to call the Rin treatment. And it's fitting because his signature move is a jutsu he actually made himself, you know, while trying to copy Minato, but that's besides the point. And even though he got Bubba on his back, Zabuza is dumbfounded. He can't fathom that Kakashi has something like this in his bag as he goes speeding in to finish the job. But that's where Haku's heart thumps, signaling his glorious king is in trouble, making him lock in as Kakashi closes in on Zabuza, who look like he already done accepted his fate. Bro ain't even tried to escape the dogs. He might have low-key wanted to pull his Shisui anyway. Before we see an ice mirror pop out the ground as Kakashi cocks back, going right into Haku's heart, sending him to the Obito and Rin Club. And even after getting utterly destroyed, he still has the strength to grab onto Kakashi, setting Zabuza up for the finisher. Because he's willing to literally cut through Haku just for a chance to get Kakashi too. The hatred in this man's heart is too crazy for me to not respect. He could easily take this chance to pack up Tazuna and actually complete the mission, but instead chooses pure violence and revenge. It's low-key commendable, as he comes charging in and Kakashi braces with Haku before jumping up, dodging the swing and hitting like 3 backflips, landing all dramatic like he just finished dancing and finna give bro a kiss before laying down his lifeless victim, closing his eyes for the final time. And this man is pissed. Kakashi is a firm believer of not letting your comrades die, ironically enough. So he takes this as complete disrespect to his character, but he don't even get a chance to do nothing because Zabuza comes running towards him, but Kakashi gets on them hands, landing a clean kick to the jaw. But at this point, you already know how this fight is finna go, and Kishimoto does too. Because instead, he decides to show us Sakura sitting over Sasuke, coming face to face with the realization that he's gone. And even Naruto's unable to stomach the fact that once again, he's alone. Before we see a clash, as Kakashi and Zabuza lands with 2 kunai in his arm like he was about to get the Shanks treatment, while the copy ninja back here as calm as ever on a whole nother level of locked in. Until Zabuza decides to rush in again and gets his ass backhanded, with Kakashi not even taking a step, and then hitting a whole spinning back fist, sending him twirling back like, hey yo, what's good with bro? I ain't never seen a move like this. Oh, nonchalant and shit. But I mean, it is, you know, the first arc, so I guess that makes sense. But still, Zabuza comes in again, gets effortlessly dodged before he coughs back, coming down on straight cement, as Kakashi transmissions behind him with his hand on his neck like, hey bro, it was fun at first, but honestly, you are not like that. Before he starts twirling his kunai, showing off the technique Jiraiya taught him and readying up for the final blow, making Zabuza hit the oh no like he Joseph Joestar, as we see him coming around with the sword, yet still gets that tricep penetrated while knocking Kakashi back at the same time. And I just gotta say, you for sure lost that, buddy. Losing an arm for a push is crazy. You could have just ducked or something. But then the executioner's blade goes slotted and Kakashi says both of his arms are cooked. Shout out to Orochimaru. Before we see none other than little Franklin Saint pull up, but with an army of NPCs. But look at bro right here with the mohawk. He ain't got no weapons or nothing, just a bad haircut and a zesty posture. I don't know if he came out here to box or diddle. But to sum it up, Gato is like, not gonna lie bro, you honestly just trash, so I don't want to pay you. I'd rather pay for a few minutes with Haku, but apparently your trash ass couldn't help him either. So instead, we finna pack you up. But before they do that, he walks up to Haku just playing with his face, still mad about why Haku put that pressure on him last time they saw each other, before hitting him with a real kick that Naruto was not letting slide. Even though he was literally about to pack bro up like 5 minutes ago, he could not let somebody get off that kind of disrespect. And so that's when he decides to press Zabuza for letting his day one homie get treated like that. And says Zabuza like, honestly, I was just using bro. And as you can see, there's no moral way for me to use him now, so I don't care. Which causes Naruto to absolutely fry this talking about chicken from Popeyes, McDonald's fries, hell even KFC thighs. This nigga is getting cooked. But on some real shit, Naruto proceeds to give us one of the best speeches in the series, probably top 2 with Pains, as he comes to accept the harsh reality of what it really means being a ninja, while also fighting against those very ideals at the same time, really setting the tone for his character and the entire series in a way where, like, outside of Attack on Titan, I haven't really seen before in the first arc. As we see the words from Naruto lead to the Demon of the Mist, shedding tears, marking the first showing of Talk No Jutsu as a success. Before Zabuza rips off the wrap on his face, asking Naruto to toss him his kunai. Even though he can't use his arms, meaning he catches it in his mouth and goes blitzing in, running straight through like the first 10 people who can't even process what's going on right now. As we see the man with glasses but no eyes run up and get jumped over, as Zabuza proceeds to dodge everybody in his way. This how I imagine myself moving when I see the question, how many 3rd graders would it take to tackle me? I be hitting so many stiff arms you think they got what Magic got. But then we see him completely work these randoms looking about limp as hell, before he tries running off just to get speared out of nowhere like he's Speed. But he still keeps charging, coming through the crowd, leaving Gato mortified. All that shit he was talking, now look at him. I told y'all this is not tough. before we get this clean scene of Zabuza the devil as he runs in and into Gato, making him leak out ketchup before catching the Lily Fillers treatment and eating like 9 back shots for the free ski. But he still walks up and presses his former boss looking like an absolute lunatic till he yanks out the kunai, then hits him with a 2-piece slice, knocking bro out his glasses as he dances around him going full demon and packing this man up off the bridge and onto the search for Shisui, who to this day has still not been found. Till Zabuza turns around, still looking crazy and dropping his kunai, walking forward as his vision goes blurry and he falls to his knees. Bro think he Itachi, but we see that he is thinking about Haku while pouring out his final words to him before falling to the ground, cooked. And during such a heart-wrenching moment, what better time than for Sasuke to make it all about him, desperate for attention and deciding to just come back to life. But we can't even enjoy the moment because these ugly broke-ass thugs start complaining about how they still need to be paid when honestly, y'all ain't even do shit. The ones who did already got murked. Imagine hiring these to defend you and they wait till after you get packed up to want to do something. I would have memorized every single one of their faces and y'all all getting haunted. I'm sorry. Your kids, haunted. Your pet dog, haunted. Your goldfish, haunted. But luckily with some perfect timing, we see Inari pull up with the village. Meaning Naruto get a chance to flex, bringing out like 4 shadow clones that somehow get these bums scared. They like 2 steps below being fake demons. But Kakashi seeing Naruto do something, it's like, oh nah, I can't let him look tough and not me. As he says he may have just enough chakra to summon in like 200 shadow clones. Like bro, I can't stand this. What do you mean might have just enough? Not to mention Naruto literally just asked bro if he could help with the NPCs and he was like, I can't, Naruto. I used all my chakra. Zabuza has to go in and fight with a kunai in his mouth. I can't help. Naruto, I don't have chakra. You have 4 times as much chakra as me. I don't have chakra. Now all of a sudden he gets an audience and turns into Hagoromo. Like, alright, bro. So of course the bums go running, leaving the real Kakashi to walk up on Zabuza, who's still cooked, but also alive, and asking Kakashi for one final favor before we see him walking with Zabuza, carrying him to and beside what turned out to be his best friend.